Hey, Shalom Akim, giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashim Makakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. Right? Yeah, in this video, I want to touch on the topic of a civil war being sparked in America. All right, because you know we're less than 9 days, 8 days really left to the presidential election. You know. And depending on who gets elected in office, whether it be Kamala Harris or whether it be Donald Trump, you know, this can actually spark up a civil war in this country, man. You know, that's how divided this nation is. Okay, this nation is divided, and it's all being set up through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, the so-called white man likes to portray himself, you know, through his pride that he has everything all together. He's sophisticated, he's civilized, you know, and more than anything, they stand firm as a union, okay? But on the contrary, they're really divided. You know, you got these two opposite parties, these two opposing parties, Democrat, Republican, right? That shares different views. You know, some on the right and far right are have more conservative views. The ones on the left and the far left they come from a more liberal standpoint. All right, and you know, and some of these views that they share are extreme, and they're willing to defend those views, okay, in which that's causing a major division among white society, man, among America. You know, I'm talking about besides the division of black and white and the races and the division between the sexes, you know, men and women in this society. And you know, the division between heterosexuals and homosexuals, you know, because they're pumping homosexuals real heavy in the society. And who's doing that? The so-called white man. He's allowing that nonsense to take place, you know. But this country is divided on plenty of different views and topics, man. And like I said, depending on who gets in office, that can become a spark. That can be something that can spark a civil war, right? And it is prophecy that it is going to be a civil war in this country, in this land, in America, all right, which is Babylon the Great in the Bible, also known as Egypt, okay, or New Egypt, spiritual Egypt, all right? So I'm gonna go right into the scriptures, man. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 12, verse 26. It reads, "And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" All right. The Lord said, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. You have to ask yourself, who's Satan? Satan is the so-called white man. All right. According to the Bible, they come from the nation of Edom, and the word Satan means adversary, because the so-called white man is adverse to the Heavenly Father, to his Son, to his people, and to his laws, statutes, and commandments and his ways. All right. That's why here in America, you know, the so-called white man in his glory right now, in his rulership, in his heaven, okay, he refuses to judge this world in the people according to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. You know, if you ask him, these laws are inhumane and they're barbaric, you know. So the so-called white man has his own penal code, all right, in which he judge matters by, okay, and it's mainly to oppress the sons of God, all right, the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, which are the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, sons of Jacob, okay. But that's the reason why the so-called white man is known as Satan. And Satan is, and the Lord said, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. And we see that here in America, man, okay. We see all of the division in this country, you know. What's not widely reported in the news, in the mainstream media, is white on white crime, okay? You know, they like to make you think that it's just blacks and Hispanics killing each other left and right in the ghetto, but there's white on white crime that goes overlooked in this society. Satan has always been divided amongst himself, all right? The white man is the devil. He's not going to do any justice. He's not going to do anything right. The scriptures tell you that the spirit that is in him is not right, upright, okay? He's a proud man. you know. And not only are they divided in America, they're divided on a global scale. You know, you have the two superpowers of the world, the United States of America, and then you have Russia, which was the former Soviet Union. Okay, which are two Edomite nations or two Edomite countries that don't see eye to eye. They don't share the same views. Okay, so the so-called white man, his society, the nation of Edom, their days of glory are coming to an end. You know, because their kingdom is divided. All right. Now, being out, we were speaking on America. Go right to the book of Isaiah. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter. Let's start at verse 1. Okay. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right. The burden of Egypt, modern day Egypt, is America. Read Revelation, the 11th chapter and 8th verse. It talks about that great city being spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. The great city is talking about America. All right. And why it's not literally being called Sodom and Egypt is because it's known as the United States of America. Okay. But it's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt because it carries out the same customs of ancient Sodom and ancient Egypt. It worships the same gods that the Egyptians worship, which is mainly the sun. Okay. It's mainly the sun, and it carries out other customs of that used to be carried out in ancient Egypt. You know, we can go on and on about that. All right. But you know, the Isaiah said, he said, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. All right. So when the Lord comes back, he's coming on with what's known today as a UFO, unidentified flying object, or UAPs. All right. Or unidentified aerial phenomenon. I believe that's what it stands for. Okay. In which there's plenty of sightings of unknown objects in the sky that move, all right, and that are able to do things that seems to be from out of this world. You know, that nothing mechanical, that, you know, they can maneuver in ways that are not mechanical. Okay, they maneuver in ways that defies the laws of physics. Okay. All right. There's plenty of recordings and plenty of sightings on that, man. And those are the chariots of the Lord. Those are the chariots of the Lord. And they see them all over America, everywhere, all over America. All right. That whole Roswell alien phenomenon, all of that was made popular throughout the world from America, because plenty of people see these UFOs, which are the chariots of God or the chariots of Israel, all throughout America. All right. And that's how the Lord is coming back. All right. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Yeah, all of the idols, all of these statues and standing images, okay, that you know, people in this country ignorantly worship, but the insiders and the warlocks and witches and sorcerers of this society hold dear to them and idolize them, and you know, in praise and reverence as they believe they receive power from them. The Lord is going to destroy all of those idols when he come back, man. You know, that fucking obelisk called the Empire State Building, all right, which the obelisk is nothing but a phallic symbol, and it goes back to ancient Egypt. In fact, you have Cleopatra's Needle behind the Metropolitan Museum of Art, right in Central Park, you know, which was shipped from the city of Heliopolis in Egypt and brought to America. That's why America is also known as Egypt, spiritually known as Egypt. Okay, but the Lord is going to destroy all of those idols, man. All of those idols, all your places of worship. You know, you go to these churches and you bow down to Caesar Borgia. All right, anything that you Israelites you idolize in this society, the Lord is going to fucking destroy it, man. All right, all these false gods. It says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right. Yeah, the Lord said he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's a civil war. That's a civil war, man. Okay? All right? Conservatives versus the liberals. Republicans versus Democrats. Okay? You know? The northern states versus the southern states. The Bible Belt states. Okay? Certain states are gonna try to secede from the Union, man. Texas is known as the Lone Star State. All right? You know? States like Texas and California, they're pretty much distanced away from the the rest of the 50 states, man. You know? All right? You got states like Florida and some of them southern states, them former Confederate states that hold dearly to their to the Bill of Rights, man. You know, and they will defend the Bill of Rights. You know, their Second Amendment right to bear arms, First Amendment right of freedom of speech. You know, where most of these liberal states will give all of that up for government security, man. You know, so there's definitely going to be a civil war in this country, man. All right, and like I said, depending on who gets elected, all right, you know, I mean, because they pushing Kamala Harris hard right now, man. They making it seem like she got a high possibility of becoming the next president, man. You know, and if that's the case, I believe them so-called white boys that are diehard Trump supporters, you know, they follow that Trump cult, the Proud Boys, QAnon and all that, they're going to lose their effing minds, man. They're going to lose their minds, okay? And start maybe attacking government buildings, government facilities, and just going crazy, man. You know, because they really believe that Trump, DJ Trump, Donald J. Trump, all right, is their only hope for a better America, okay? You know, people's views on immigration, people's views on abortions, right? There's so much division between black and white, division between the sexes, all right? Men and women, okay? All of this shit is going to lead to a civil war. It's going to lead to a civil war. The way the economy is looking, right? With the devaluing of the dollar and inflation and hyperinflation is going to lead to people becoming desperate, man. All right? And you got a lot of people that are politricked and they believe what these politicians are telling them. And if their guy or woman, for that matter, don't get in office, a lot of people are going to lose their fucking minds, man. All right? It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city. See, city, you got different states, right? You know, Dallas, Texas, against the District of Columbia, okay? You know, which is the state of Texas against DC, and New York, Boston, all of the northern liberal city states, all right? You got the red states and the blue states, all right? So there's going to be a great civil war, man, in this country. City against city, all right? And kingdom against kingdom, kingdom against kingdom. Because this is going to extend further than the United States of America, okay? All right? Ultimately, the United States and Russia is going to lock horns in the Third World War, you know? And the welfare state of Israel is just poking at that possibility, man. You know, by threatening Iran and attacking Iran, you know, to draw the United States into a war with Iran and their allies. Okay? So shit is gonna get real, man. It's gonna get hectic out here. All right? And I think I said enough on that, man. Brought out 2 scriptures that pretty much touched on the point, man. You know, I had a couple of more scriptures to bring out. Maybe I'll do that on a later video. I don't like to make these videos too long. I know how short of an attention span our people have, man. You know, so I think I'm gonna end things on that note, man. All right, so just stay on your watch, because you know election day is coming, And that can very well be the day that sparks up some major civil unrest in this country, man. Okay? But, don't get discombobulated, because that's all prophetic. We warned you. We warned you. The prophets of Great Millstone, the servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We've been telling you this, man. This is part of the fanning of the fire before America's destroyed, man. Okay? So with that, Akim, I'm going to say Shalom, Baba Rakim. Lord willing, I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.